So we had a fantastic conversation here at the EFI tour, and the group was so engaged in these topics around emotional intelligence and the fact that emotions are data that are everywhere, and as uncertainty increases, emotions become more complex. And as change goes faster and faster, emotions become more complex. And as we have more systems and technology and more happening, the pace is growing and growing and growing. And emotions become increasingly important and harder to handle. And I think as people who are supporting organizations, supporting people to lead better, to engage, to connect, to solve problems, to change culture, this emotional data is available to us, and it becomes a topic first for our own awareness as change makers, as educators, as leaders, to say, this matters, my feelings matter, your feelings matter. We can use this data. We can use it to help build engagement, to build connection, to take risks, to build trust and safety. And from that foundation, all of the other work that we're trying to do is possible. So what we're seeing right now with AI is already research is coming out about trust and AI. For example, in one study, you give people an answer and you say, this was written by a human. You take the identical answer and you say, this was written by an AI. And people evaluate those answers differently. They trust the one written by the AI less. So there's a bias that we have, which is about, we want to connect with humans. We want to talk with humans. In the customer experience space, for example, there's been a lot of discussion, well, AI is going to replace human agents. And what the data shows is in the last couple of years, the pace of human agent interaction has continued to go up. And now people are talking to human agents about the AIs. So we're seeing there's this fundamental need for human connection. At the same time, we need to know, well, what are we giving to AI? What are we delivering to AI? What are we having AI do for us? And I think in a lot of organizations, there's been a little bit of Wild West and saying, what can AI do? The question that I think we need to ask is, what should AI do? What is our purpose? How does AI help us with that purpose? What do we need to strengthen in humans and strengthen in AI so they can work together in a way that builds trust and also takes us further to where we really want to go? And personally, I love using AI. I find it incredibly energizing to be able to do things that I couldn't do before. But at the same time, I can see, even in my small organization, that as I start building new systems and new apps and create this and do this, it creates more complexity inside the organization very quickly. And so if we look at a place like the building where we're standing today and we say, wow, what if in this office, and this office, and this office, somebody's like, well, now let's make this new tool, let's do this new thing, let's do this. We're getting this accelerating snowball of complexity that humans ultimately are going to need to manage. In the context where humans are tapped out, we have, in our research study on the emotional recession, what we found is that across 169 countries, randomized sample, emotional intelligence has gone down and down and down. People are more agitated, they're less empathic, they're less self-aware, they're less optimistic, they feel a less sense of purpose. And so they're feeling stuck. And we can see that volatility and stuckness in the headlines every day. And we can see it in companies when people are coming into our offices and kind of blowing up over what seemed like a small thing, but in complexity, a small thing feels big. And so I think what that all adds up to is a greater demand on our emotional intelligence, particularly our emotional intelligence as leaders. We need to be able to read this data. We need to be able to tune in to what's going on with us and with others and set the conditions to be able to let AI do what AI will do well and let humans do what humans will do well. We need emotionally intelligent penguins. We need emotionally intelligent learning and development leaders. We need emotionally intelligent organizations. But within that, one of the areas that has declined significantly is optimism. And I feel it. I was just talking to a colleague here about what's going on in her organization. We keep getting so much bad news. We keep getting so much uncertainty. And it's like the axe is hanging over us. And in that state, it's easy to collapse and it's easy to feel this sense of overwhelm. And so if I could give people one specific competency, it would be I would feed optimism to everyone so we could all do those jumps. That is what is going to open up the possibility of creating something new and moving forward. Optimism is connected with longevity, it's connected with innovation, it's connected with connection with others. It's connected with getting out of the old stuck places and having the curiosity and the vision to be able to say, yes, we can move forward. The future can be better and we can do the work. We can make it happen.